a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Warning! This video contains content that is not suitable for all audiences. Some of the information in the following video could be shocking to some viewers and is likely to cause unexpected reactions. This video is for educational purposes only and does not break any of the YouTube's policies as underlined in their community guidelines. Viewers' discretion is advised. And now for your show. Good evening, travelers and those like. Welcome to this edition of the Orion Effect right here on the R.I.F.T Nation Network. That's the RNN. I am the cosmic surfer of social media, also known as the original Hitman.
And I am Rhonda Harris.
My handler.
And then we got the head woman in charge over there.
She is here as co-hosting with us tonight. Miss Sarah Casey is in the house. Hello, hello, travelers. We are live here in Roanoke, Virginia tonight, and we want to thank you. Thank you for being a part of this and joining us tonight. My lovely better half is here, and the other one is coming soon. We're going to bring her on in just a second. But as always, we want to always talk to you for about a minute or two, get to know your week. What have you been doing, travelers and those like? Talk to us. How are you, travelers? Rhonda, how was your week and your weekend?
My week was good. The weekend was awesome as always. Every weekend's awesome, right? So last night we had a paranormal lockdown down at Belgrove Plantation in Port Conway, and it was we sold out for overnight. And then we had a full house. It was a really, really, really good group. We started off the bang at 7:00 at night having activity. I mean, in every location. So it was a really, really, really good time.
Very good. I know myself and the Project 360 team have actually been working really hard to get some more validation and confirmation at the cabin on 360. It's been an interesting last 2 weeks, not a lot of sleep. not a lot of sleep, as she can tell you. But it's exciting getting back and doing the research, the heavy research on what we do. Now, tonight is a special night, and we're really excited about to bring on the guest here in the studios here in Roanoke, Virginia. I got here Friday night, did some rest and relaxation yesterday, going over little things and fixing this and fixing that. But it's been wonderful leading up to tonight. So, Rhonda, I'm going to hand it back to you real quick. Let's say hello to the travelers and, find out what they're saying. And then let's do that introduction and I'll bring her on.
All right. Well, first we want to say hello to Renee Cody and thank you for sharing us out. We've got Carrie Lynn Shellhorn in the house, Danielle Long, Kim Sage, and let's move my thing too fast. Hold on. I think I lost what comments I was seeing. Hold on. Let me make sure. I think that got it for right now.
Good. And if you're joining us on YouTube or one of the other platforms, please acknowledge just by saying hi. We'll definitely acknowledge you. If you have questions tonight, frill, it's all about the frill. Feel free to ask those questions. The wonderful lady we're about to have on, I'm sure, will answer anything you have. Be respectful. We know how this goes. But try to get that understanding of why. It's all about the why. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we would like to introduce you to, let me get that straight because my brain just went, well, test. Here we go. We are going to introduce you now to Miss Roanoke Pride Icon 2023-24, Miss Charlene DeFranco. Come on in. Welcome to the show. We're going to get nice and cozy, folks. Why I pulled out the second cam, I'm like, we're going to get seen all over the place. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are excited. So many people. If you have any questions, Rhonda, it's all you. We can ask them away, or we're going to jump right into the questions.
We can jump right in. The only thing is Kim Sage says, hello. Yay, Sarah's here. It's Sarah who said she would never come live with us.
She said that, by the way.
She did say that.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to just keep that to yourself. I'm shutting you down right now.
Boom! It's in there.
Never say never.
There it is.
I do remember saying that.
Yeah, you did. And that's why I almost fainted when you said, "Can I come on?" I was like, "Score!"
I mean, how many beers did I have when I said it, Kim?
Hey, FPRI John Sindra, hello.
Hello and good evening and welcome to the show. This is the magnificent Charlene DeFranco. I have to talk about this.
Okay.
The first time we met.
Okay.
It was last month.
Yes.
And myself, Sarah, and my daughter, Ariana, were just walking in. We're all cut up. We're doing pictures. And Charlene comes out of nowhere right behind us and just made such an impact. I wanted to say that because I don't get that very often. Usually the people are like, oh, he's kind of freaky, weird. But you were right up in our shoulders. You were like, hi, both of you wanted a picture with us. And I was like, score, this is rocking. I love this already. This is the first time I've ever been to a show like that. I'm going to use the words drag show.
I think it was drag bingo. So.
It was drag bingo. And my daughter's in transition. And Sarah and I were like, we want to give her her first opportunity. And I can't thank you enough for that.
Yeah.
As a father, to be able to bring the experience that you and all the lovely ladies did and how y'all treated us and how you treat us still, it's very touching. And that left a mark on me. And that's when I said, oh, no, I need you on my show. And especially now knowing who you really are.
Because I think you came on Old Lady Bingo night.
I did. Yeah, we did. We did. I have this problem with saying I. She needs to smack me more often. It's us, bitch.
That's my
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. How did you get to where you are right now? And who is Charlene DeFranco?
I did some drag back years ago, probably 20 years ago. And then I decided in life that I was going to move forward with a career and all that, so I stopped doing it. And I actually attended a drag show downtown Roanoke 3 years ago, and there was a queen there that I was talking to her, and I was talking to her about how much I feel like drag has changed since I did it.
That was another question I was going to ask. You beat me to it, woman.
She, we were talking about it, and I was like, well, there's old school drag, and now I'm seeing all the new stuff, and I don't know where the blend is there. And she's like, well, you should come back and do it. And I was like, yeah, right. She goes, no, if you will come back and do it, I'll give you a show. So I actually decided to do it. I came back, did it again. That venue was 64 tickets sold, except for 11 of them. I had friends and family that come to see me to do that show. And I guess I impressed them, because after that I started getting booked and different things. And then I started to filter back into the Park Dance Club here in Roanoke, where that's our main hub here for...
Shameless plug.
Sorry.
No, sorry. You're good.
That's our bar here. And so I started filtering back in, and they asked me to become a producer and help with shows. My cohort, Inya Salad, was like, you need to do some pageants. You need to, get out and start doing things. So
Inya is hilarious.
She's very old. She used to date George Washington. So I ran for Roanoke Pride. So Icon was an honorary title that was given to one of our patrons at the bar, who was very supportive of the bar. It had never been an actual category to run for in the Pride pageant. So I ran for it. I did, of course, win that one, and I received her crown. So this is the first ever Roanoke Pride Icon crown that was actually put for that title. And then we, of course, have Pride after that. We're considered the Pride Court. We have a Mr. We have a MI, which is a male impersonator. We have a Miss, which is a femme fatale. We have a, what have I said? Mr., MI, Miss. We have a FI, which is female impersonator. And then we have Icon. And so we will have those categories again. Our next pageant's coming up June the 23rd. We are also adding a new category this year, which is MX. And that's for any performer who doesn't really feel like they fit in any of those categories. They kind of are their own person. They may not identify as male or female or fit in a box or anything. They're themselves. And so we have now opened that category up. So anybody within, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's within 100 or 150 mile radius can run for the pageant. So I encourage people to do it.
I love that.
I love that.
Jen.
Yes.
Absolutely fantastic.
And during the year, we work with Roanoke Prism, which is a nonprofit organization here. We do that. We raise money for the community through our Angel Tree program. We're doing things in the community, reaching out, just trying to bring everybody together and show that, at the end of the day, we're all people. And, whether I'm sitting here in a wig or whether I'm my day job cutting hair, I'm me, and this is just a part of me. It's not who I am, but it's just a part of me. But we want everyone to feel inclusive and everyone to feel like they belong.
I love that. I got so many questions leading out of what you just said. I hope I can remember them all. Holy crap! Yes, that's one of the things I want to say. And I know, Rhonda, we got a couple of things people saying, but that's one thing that I want people to know. Drag is not just for men.
No. We have people who were, born male who decided that they want to do drag. That would be, I guess, considered an FI, a female impersonator. We have females that, portray men on stage. We have some people that, they were born female and they just want to be beautiful and wear big hair makeup, and they're what we call a femme fatale. And
so there are women who still go into full drag and expand it.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't see.
I have a friend of mine is a femme fatale, and she is a national title holder as a femme fatale.
Lorelei, now I know who you are. We have a friend.
I mean, that's kind of cool for those women who want to be extra. Like, if you want to be extra, like, there's your way to like put yourself out there in a bigger space than you normally are in your day-to-day life.
And they still put a lot of work into it. I mean, they're doing the wigs, they're doing the extra makeup, and they're lifting and putting things and cinching and doing everything, you know, that we do. So they're putting in just as much work as we do. Any performer does.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, when we talk about performers, I'm gonna bring some of those people up because these are the men and women we experience. Rhonda, you are coming up or coming down here one weekend. We're gonna take.
Oh, absolutely. I would love to.
You can be our VIP guest.
See?
I would love it.
Well, dang!
I got to see a show in Manhattan probably 10 years ago, and it was so much fun. So much. We had the best time ever.
That's what it's all about, is having fun and you know, making people laugh, or, you know, we may do a song that really touches somebody, and, you know, to see you putting yourself out there and people accepting, it's just as wonderful to us to be as accepted by our audience as it is for the audience to feel like they're accepted by us.
How is it that y'all don't get offended by the way you talk to each other? It is so open, you guys. If you ever seen Tu Wong Fu, that ain't joking. Her and Inya Salad can go at it. And then on some of the other.
And I will tell you, it's all out of love. Inya and I joke a lot. We pick on each other. We, you know, our riff back and forth, that's kind of our thing. When we were discussing bingo and what to do, and, you know, it was like, we'll put them two out there because, you know, they're going to pick on each other. At least people will be laughing. And it's true.
Yeah, y'all get on Rain pretty good.
Yes. Yes. Miss Ren De La Moore, she is your current reigning Miss Roanoke Pride FI. We pick on her a lot. Backstage, we pick on each other. But I will tell you, at the end of the day, probably 90% of those people that are at that bar, we're a family. And when something happens to one, we're there to help or to fight or whatever we need to do.
Whichever you got to do.
That's the thing I tease in y'all all the time about. I'll pick on her and, you know, and then say, well, how's your mom doing? Because her mom's had some health issues. Yeah. And I'm like, how's your mom doing? And she's like, oh, she's doing great. And, you know, today, you know, she stood up for so many minutes or whatever. And then I'm like, well, okay, you old hag. Well, I hope you have a great day. That's just the way that we riffed off each other. But at the end of the day, we mean no harm and would
choose our word.
That's funny the way you say that you all riffed, because the particular show that I went to, there was the rift amongst the performers during the performances. They were outstanding. There was big songs, but they were kind of joking off each other in the performances and roasting the guests. Like the people that were there, I remember I was wearing something because we just come from work and I had on this blazer and they were like, did you get that out of your mom's closet or what? It was so much fun.
You know, I think the one thing at the end of the show that got Sarah chuckling and me, I went to take a picture of her and Inya, and she spoke up, and Sarah goes, "Oh, sexy fatty now, huh?" Like, that's right. Can I say?
Can't help it. It just happens. Well, tell you what, ladies, these things do have powers.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
We're not fair. No, not all three of you. No,
it's okay, Ed. I have more in the back if you want to try it.
I might have to. I think you get home, squeeze them. I actually got a shirt that I'm not allowed to wear a whole lot that says "boobs make me smile." I was going to wear it. I'll wear it next time. I promise. That would be great. I know you're hitting at me, going, "I'm going to kill you," but it was just
that shirt's going to disappear.
See, you know, and I wanted to go back again because I did speak about my daughter and one of the performers who caught her eye and made her cry at the end of the night, Chetta.
Yes.
Chetta came to her and sat with her and sang to her. Now, my daughter's in transition, wanting what she wants to do, how she's doing it, and she made such an impact on my daughter that she's got like a super fan. But then, and now she's just, what I'm trying to rely is the performers, when you guys interact with the guests, the clients there. And let me tell you this, I'm going to be straight because I already read the whole thing that I can say this. Doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, doesn't matter what your sexuality is. You come there and you're having fun, okay? And you're confident in yourself, and they know it, and they work with it, and it's amazing. It is so much, am I right? It's so much fun.
Yeah. You will come out of your shell.
They will pull you out of your
Yes,
shell.
exactly.
Yes.
I figure if I can get up there and stand in front of you in a dress and sing for $1, you can at least smile.
And if you don't smile, then
Fake it.
Yeah.
Fake it.
Then
Make
if
it
not,
till
get
you
the
make
hell
it.
out because you're not having any
There's
fun.
no hope for you if you're not you can't smile while you're there.
Exactly. And I do. I think we have a lot of fun when we're there. We're always, when we get there, I think when we walk in the door, we're smiling.
Yes. Everybody is so welcoming. As soon as you walk through the door, it's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm glad you're back. Come on in. And it's wonderful. You don't get that at every place that you go to.
No. Now we're going to go back a little old school, and I'm going to let you know how much I do know. And I said it in the intro when I created the event. I was introduced to a lady by the name of Lady Chablis back in the 80s. I don't know if you're familiar with her.
Yes, she was in the Midnight of, what is it? The Midnight
In the Garden of
Yes.
Good and Evil?
Yes.
Yes, that is actually her.
Yes.
I was introduced to her, Rhonda, through mom and dad, of course.
Okay.
She was at Lady Chablis, Savannah, Georgia. She was friends with Emma Kelly, who were friends with my parents. And I met this lady for the first time, and I was like, who is this woman who is loud, boisterous, and arrogant, and blah, blah, blah. I kept going. Dad and mom said, let's take you. They went and asked Lady Chablis, can we bring him? Because I was in my early teens.
Mm-hmm.
This is before she passed, of course. And she's like, as long as he's not drinking alcohol, I will let him come in. I will let them know so he can have his experience.
Right.
And Emma goes, I'll back it up. And she's like, well, Emma, if you're coming, all right. So we went to a Saturday show, and I was in the back, and I was just amazed. The performance, you were talking about old and new. That's an old performer. Mm-hmm. She knew how to get to people. She knew how to positive and negative, because she could tear somebody down just as much as you could tear them up. But she loved people. But it was a single performer doing this on stage. Here we are, anywhere from 4 to 12 ladies on stage. And I want to say this too, because you and I talked about this, Sarah. Some of those ladies have better butts than most women out there. Do they not?
Yeah.
Wow.
Butts and legs. Butts
And
and
it's
legs.
you can buy one.
And they walk better in heels than I do. I can't walk in heels a bit. And they're in platforms. I'm like, I'm so jealous.
Orthopedic wedges.
Oh.
I have a size 12 and a half flat foot. Orthopedic wedges are my friends.
Wow. There you go. See,
I literally can't walk in heels. I never, I'm not even one who can't say that now at my age now that I can't walk. I couldn't walk in them when I was 18 years old. It just did not work for me.
It takes practice. If you ever find a pair that you really like and you want to wear them, vacuum your house in them. Walk around your house, do your cleaning, vacuum while you wear them, and you'll break them in, and plus you'll get used to the balance.
Oh, that's cool. I remember hearing a story because everybody used to talk about Tina Turner's legs.
Yes.
And that she used to jog in heels.
Yes. Her legs were insured too.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I love it because she has gorgeous legs.
Yes.
She actually, I don't know how far back you remember, but she was a spokesperson for Legs Pantyhose.
Oh
At
my
one
God.
time. And the reason I remember, because I love Tina, the reason I remember is my grandmother, who I lived with, bought pantyhose. You remember they used to come in the cup with the egg on the top?
Yep.
And it came attached with a Tina Turner single CD. If you bought it, you got the CD with it. So I made her buy a pair just to get the CD.
That's awesome.
Is that where you got hooked? Tina Turner and the egg?
It did start with Tina Turner. I'll be honest with you.
not. I mean, like, it's Tina.
Right?
It's Tina.
She's definitely one that got me going. It was funny. I teased my mom because my mom, she lives out in the country and she's very, conservative. And I mean, she comes to shows. She loves it. Don't get me wrong.
I was getting ready to
She's
ask
very
you.
supportive. But she's like, I just don't know when this happened. And I said, well, I can tell you that that Christmas that you bought us stereos. We got stereos. Me and my stepsister got stereos for Christmas.
Mhm.
And my sister got a Run DMC album, and I got a Tina Turner cassette. And I always tease her and say that's where it started.
That's right. Blame it on us parents. That's
Right. But then I found out later that it was because she wanted the cassette so she could make a copy of it. So
Oh.
He spunked off you.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I wondered why it was open when I got it. But
Now you know.
So if
Let's go.
Tina Turner was one of your influences, who else is?
You beat me to it.
you can't see here.
Actually,
We're live streaming here at my shop, my day job. But if you look over by my station, one of my biggest inspirations is Cher, and she is everywhere in here. She is everywhere. Cher, the glamour and the beauty of Marilyn Monroe. But I would have to say Cher is probably my biggest, and it's not because of her beauty or anything like that, because she is beautiful, but she has the attitude of, I don't care whether you like it or not, I'm who I am, and if you don't like it, then that's not my problem. And so she was a very big inspiration to me in life in general, that if you don't like me, then sorry, I'm still who I am. And she's always had that mentality. She's never cared what people thought or people said. She always used to say any publicity is good publicity.
that's right.
Yeah.
The epitome of, I don't care.
I think when we actually get to that platform of not allowing other people's opinions to affect us, that's when we really get to grow.
And it's hard. It's really hard. I can honestly say that it hasn't happened for me until probably the last year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Really?
Yes. I used to always worry about what people thought, what people said, what people did behind my back, things like that.
The paranoia.
I don't care.
Yeah, it
And
is.
the famous words of Medea, what you think about me is not my business. RuPaul says it too.
Yeah,
So-
it's hard to get there, though. I get that. I mean, I think a lot of women, especially me, in your 40s and 50s, just start getting to that place where it's like, you know what, life's too short, and now I don't care. I'm going to do what I want to do. But it's not easy to get there and get out of your own head and care what other people think.
Exactly.
That happens a lot. And even in what Rhonda and I do, I mean, this is just a persona. You've seen me in my real form, not on the radio and the TV, etc. I'm still usually the same person, but there's still that persona. And for that persona to actually be released, you've got to stop caring about what people think, and you've got to embrace self, embrace who you truly are, and allow yourself to blossom out.
Right.
And, whatever the word may be, but you're going to shine. Nobody can make you shine. You're going to shine. So when you embrace your shine and your light, nobody can stop you. Nobody can hurt you.
Right. And I will say that there are things that Charlene will say and do that James won't, because there's a mask to hide behind. There's a facade here. You don't really see the real me. So sometimes I may say or do things that James wouldn't do.
Charlene comes out a little bit more.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
In your face.
Especially after a couple drinks.
oh, now we're talking.
Couple drinks, and maybe if I haven't taken my medication, you might get other Sarah.
Yeah. You don't want the other sheriff. No.
Yeah,
No, we don't.
I get told, put her back.
Table, Sarah.
Well, Helen, you're right, because I almost didn't want to do podcasting. When you approached me, but I was like, I don't want to be under anybody's scrutiny. I don't want to hear what people have to say, and you were like, it's not going to be that way. And so far it hasn't been.
I have this way of seeing things in people. And I just told you that a little bit ago, is I saw it, your experience, your energy. I'm like, we're putting you on. I don't care what anybody says.
And it's my first one ever too.
Really? This is your first podcast? That's awesome.
2 of them. I'm not going to say what I was getting ready to say.
2 for 1 special.
Yep, you got
Oh, that's right. That's right.
it. So it's I love the fact that we're doing this and able to get ready for next month, because next month is Pride Month.
It is for us here in Roanoke. Yes, it is the last week of April, the 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Nice.
We'll have our beginning night will be at the park on Friday night. We will have 2 queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. We will have Nina West and Mistress Isabel Brooks. And then Saturday night, the party continues again. We will have Angeria and Miss Cracker from RuPaul's Drag Race. And then Sunday from, I think, 12 to 6 at Elmwood Park here in Roanoke, we have our Pride Festival, Roanoke Pride, which is open to everyone, adults, kids, bring your dog, whatever. And then we wrap up the party that night back at the park. And I say the park. So we have Elmwood Park, which is actually the city park here. And then we have the park, which is the Park Dance Club. That is the name of the park.
Shameless plug.
We are 42 years in existence. We are one of the oldest LGBT clubs on the East Coast.
Yeah, y'all are older than Godfrey's.
Yes.
And
Yes.
For those of you in Richmond, I had to say that.
But we will wrap up that night with a famous dress designer and drag queen, Coco Vega and Valerie Valentino. They'll be from Las Vegas. So eventbrite.com, Roanoke Pride, get your tickets now. You can get a whole weekend ticket. You can get night tickets, however you want to do it. But we do have VIP. So you actually get to meet these people. You will get a signed picture, get your picture taken with them, and of course get to see them perform. So we open that up for 18 and above. Get on there now and get your tickets because they do sell out. But we have a blast. We have so much fun. And then the festival day, there's food and music and local entertainers, and we have bands coming in, and we have we have different vendors there that are selling things. The park will have their food tent there. It's all kinds of. It's just something for everyone.
I like the way you just said that.
Yes, it is. We got moms with hugs will be there.
Oh, see?
Mm-hmm. So if you just need a good hug, come and get a hug from a mom.
There it is. Y'all need to
That's
come.
an interesting concept. I'd never heard of something like that.
Yes, there is actually a group called Hugs from Mom or Mom Hugs. I'm now confused. Moms, free mom hugs. There we go. Yes, and they literally are just out in the festival, and they have shirts on. And if you just need a hug, just go up and get one, because there's some people out there who don't get that and can't. So just to feel a mom hug you, sometimes that's all you need.
That is true.
Can really change your whole day.
You can, yes.
Rhonda, we got any questions or anything?
No questions.
All right, cool. Everybody's just chilling out, listening, going, "Oh, all right, good. Bring it on. We're ready." How did you come up with the name of Charlene DeFranco?
So,
oh, before you answer that,
okay.
Do you like Rocky Horror?
Yes.
Score.
Yes.
Go that way
The
too.
best.
That way too.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
So I will tell you that, okay, so the last name came from here at my work during the day. I have 2 other stylists. And so every now and again, we like to talk like we're from New York. Like we like to throw in the northern accent. And we talk to each other like this all day. So everybody became Italian all of a sudden, New York, so we just gave each other names. And the last name they gave me was DeFranco. And I was like, I love that name. Like, I love the name. So that became my last name. Some of the people 40 and above may know where this name came from. It's actually, the name is actually Charlene, but everybody pronounces it Charlene, so I leave it that way. Do you know any Charlenes?
Continue.
The blonde from Designing Women.
Yeah.
I love her.
Me too.
Yes. Charlene. Sweet. Was that her name?
Yeah, because Annie Potts was.
Yes.
They bounced off each other so well.
Yes.
Oh my God, Charlene.
Yes. Yes. And it was really cool because when I first started going to the park, the club, the owner of the park is involved in a lot of Hollywood memorabilia and things like that. He used to work in Hollywood a lot, and he actually gave me a script from Designing Women. It's an actual script that they used. So
Awesome.
it was just meant to be. So
Kind of fit.
Charlene.
Yeah. Okay.
That's fantastic. I was going to ask the same question.
Yeah, y'all have to stop me because I'll just keep rolling. Rhonda will tell you like, oh, we're gonna have to pull him back, shut him up for a minute, let him go. So with that, let me continue with this. So that's how Charlene came about. What about you? Your person. When did you find out? When did you accept yourself?
I probably figured things out that something was a little different when I was actually very, very, very young. But to realize what was different, I knew something was different around 14, 15. And I officially came out to my parents and everything when I was 19. So, yeah.
How did that go? How did your parents take it?
And
now I'm asking from the parent side.
Right.
Because I know how it was when Ariana came to me, and I was like, and I'm going to tell you that story because hopefully I can give you a chuckle with that. And if you're watching, I'm going to tell the story. How did it go for you?
So I had one parent that I thought would be really cool with it, and the other one wouldn't be so cool with it. But it actually ended up being the opposite.
Oh, wow. Really?
And it took a while for one of them to come around, but now they come to my shows. They love it. They accept me and, my life and everything I have going on. My father passed away about 7 or 8 years ago. So we don't have him in the picture, but he didn't care. He was like, okay. He didn't care. So, yeah. I find
okay, I don't care, or okay, it's your thing.
Yeah, it's your life. You do what you want.
Okay.
I don't care.
There you go.
I found it harder to actually be myself around my friends versus my family. I was raised very rigid Southern Baptist by my grandparents, and with my grandmother who passed away last January. It was kind of a thing of she knew, but we just didn't talk about it. And she knew. I don't think she knew anything about this. Thank goodness she didn't know how to use Facebook.
That sounds.
But
the enemy of all social.
But I mean, she was okay with my life and the things I chose to do. And, when I opened a shop and started working for myself, it was all positive. Everything was positive.
Excellent. I want to share this story, but
Okay.
I've shared a little bit about Ariana, and I've shared this with Sarah, but I want to share it a little bit more. Ariana was born with shrinkage of the right hemisphere, which is a very rare situation, not just on a state level, but on a federal level in the world. It's a very small percentage of children that are born with shrinkage right or left hemisphere, either one. With that, she was also born with semi-palsy in both the left hand and left leg. So she has gone through a lot to get to where she is now. When she was about 2 or 3, we would watch her, and she would do the army crawl. All right, so she would never crawl. She went right from the army crawl to full-blown walking and standing, but it took a long time to get there. So she would do this. Well, there would be times she would be with me, and I used to play a lot of wrestling games and stuff like that. And she would sit with me and all that while I'm doing that. At the time, his name was Gavin at the time. So as he started getting a little older, we saw the behavior. It wasn't something that was, we knew. And I also run a paranormal group and another social group. And they were all close friends. They all were around her as she was getting old. We all knew. We all knew. You could see the tendencies. There was the baby dolls. There was the clothing. Oh, and talking about a GQ kid. Oh, this kid was all GQ to the smart all the way up till she got into middle school, and that's when it changed all that. So let me move this forward. It's her senior year at high school, and it's time I'm living in a different location, and she's spending the weekend with me. At this time it was Gavin, and she's sitting there and she's had a bad weekend, the whole nine, just acting like a real turd, right? Just a complete turd. Finally, then that Sunday, I sit down before we're getting ready to take her back to her mother's house. I'm like, what in the hell's the matter with you? Why have you acted like such a poop head? I'm doing good with that. Do you hear that? Poop head this weekend. And she starts crying and she starts getting this real angry issue, blah, blah, blah. And she just sits down and starts to pout. I'm like, what in the world's the matter with you? And I go walking around the bed, going to the kitchen. She goes, you don't know what it's like to want to commit suicide. You don't know what it's like. And you don't know how to handle if you were gay. And I stopped and I didn't turn around. I just put my head down. And then she's starting to cry. And I whipped around and I said, really? Really? That's what you're upset about? Is because you're worried about how I would react if I found out you were gay? Now, I've had things in my past, so that's why I'm really in control of a lot of stuff. And she looks at me. I said, say it one more time. Say it one more time. I said, first of all, I didn't raise you to have this lack of self-respect to commit suicide. That is not the way I raised you. Your character does not define you as that such. You're stronger than that. You're a much deeper breed. That's weakness in your speech and your thought right now. Well, what are you talking about? And I whipped him out. I said, Trip, your mama, your sister, your godfather, Uncle Robbie, Samantha, Jimmy. Oh, I can name the whole team if I wanted to, but 14 people, I just whipped them off and she just stopped dead call. It's like, we all knew. We've known. We've been waiting for you. Just like that, we've been waiting for you. And she just stopped and just mouth dropped. And I'm like, and see, you just threw a temper tantrum for no apparent reason because you didn't know who you were, but we did. And I get a giggle out of it now because now I can reflect on it and go, wow, you put yourself through all this torture. How many people put themselves through this torture every day when all they have to do is just embrace it? Be strong in your integrity and your character and who you are and go, bitches, this is me. Hello. And this is why I got slightly upset at the beginning of the show. When people embrace her true self, me as a father, I know I'm doing it right. Mm-hmm. And I know she's accepting it. She's finally going, is this the way I want to do it? When Sarah talks to her, when Sarah spends time with her, when she does so many special things for Ariana feels like Ariana. And that's one of the things is accepting, is learning from a parent how to work with a child that might be heterosexual or a child that may be homosexual. It's a mindset. You still love that child and you want that child to be strong in themselves. It doesn't matter their race, color, creed. None of that matters. What matters is them, because we all bleed red. Right. You cut my finger, cut your finger, cut Joe's finger, cut Sarah's. We all bleed red. So why is there so much judgment? And that's why I was talking about today's breaking society's norms, what we're doing. Right. We've got to be supportive of each other.
I recently saw a T-shirt that really made me think, and it said, it had a picture of a pride flag, and on front of it, it said, be careful who you hate because it may be someone you love. And it's the truth. Like, there are so many teenagers and young people, and I know people that are in their late 40s and 50s who are married and have families that they feel like, they can't be themselves. And it's their prerogative and their business of how they handle that and what they do. But, it's mainly boils down to what will my parents think? What will my spouse think? What will my kids think? Will I lose my job? So it's it's a lot of things coming at you when you're making these decisions in life and what you want to be and who you want to be. And, some people can't just pack up and move away and start over. And it's very hard. It's very hard for people.
That's a valid point.
Yes.
I love the slogans y'all use, because that's one of the things you and I talked about when we were trying to put this show together was the slogans.
Yes.
And what's this year's slogan?
Be brave. Of course, you're going to ask me what I'm setting. Help me out, Joseph. Be bold, be brave, be you.
There it is.
There it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
I've been reading it hanging from my mirror for a whole week, and I just drew.
You knew I was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be bold, be brave, be you.
And I feel that everybody should embrace that.
Right.
Everybody should be embraced.
I think that's the hardest thing for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're struggling because you're different than everybody. Even if you think you're normal, I think the hardest thing is to just be you, because there's so many people that want you to be something else, or your parents have kind of raised you because they want you to be a certain way. It's not. It sounds so easy. It's like, just be you. Everybody, but it's hard. It's hard.
I always say
everybody struggles with it. It doesn't matter what race, creed, religion, sexuality, male, female. It's hard.
Yep. And normal's just a setting on the dryer. That's all that is.
That's right.
Normal is yesterday's abnormal.
Right.
So
and the thing too that I have learned, we're doing the Pride is coming up. I'm an admin on the Facebook for the Park Dance Club page. The hate that is poured into the comments and saying that everyone has an agenda and we're out to steal husbands and we're out to make kids gay, and that is nothing. I don't even know where that comes from.
Oh, I can tell you. That is homophobia.
Yes.
Sorry.
I just, I do this as a form of expression of myself. I do it to show people that, it's not just cut and dry. I can be many things in life, and to accept them if they're different. But it's a lot of hate surrounding the LGBT community, but, especially with drag, because we'll look at them, they're dressing up like a woman. And,
I was about to say, y'all get put in the corner.
We do. Yes.
I thought about that the last time we were there, and I was like, my God, I saw a lot of lesbians, and I saw a lot of gay, and I'm just going to say homosexuals, because it's gay and male, female, who cares?
Right.
But I saw a lot of them there, but I saw some heterosexuals there. And I'm like, and then I started thinking about going, oh my God, I never realized that this particular culture is put off to the side. Nobody thinks about them. You always hear about, and I'm going to go there, if you will. I'm just going to say it. You always think about the butches or like the divas or the unions or the feminine power. But how often do you get to hear the side from the drag queen? That's another reason why I wanted to do a show. Give that corner, give that right, give them a voice. And that's why I did this network. That's how I created this network.
Yeah, I mean, there is no ill intention in what we do. It is, as I said, it's a form of entertainment. It's a form of being out there and being in the spotlight and feeling that desire that people are looking at you and loving what you're doing, and you get to connect with people. Again, behind this, I will connect with you a lot faster than I will connect with you in my everyday persona. This is something for me to hide behind. And if you're there at the bar and you approach me or I approach you, we start a conversation, it's much easier because you're not seeing the real me. Then once we get to know each other, and if we become friends, Facebook friends, whatever, then it's easier. I feel like we have something to connect and to talk about, versus if I was to walk up to you on the street while you're standing there waiting for a bus to talk to you. Like it's totally different. So it opens us up to new people as well as it opens people up to us. But I can assure you that any of the performers that I know, there is no ill intent, there is no hidden agenda, there is Nothing like that. We literally get together and to be around people who are like us, people who accept us, and people who want to come see us. But yes, we have a very mixed crowd. We have married couples that come in. We have, straight men that come in alone, women who come in groups. I mean, we have people who are bisexual or people who may be curious and not know who they are or what they are.
Well, this is a good start.
And they're trying to find a place to fit in. And honestly, when you walk through our door,
it's like Dungeons and Dragons group.
I mean, honestly, when you walk through our door, we don't care who you are, who you like to sleep with, who, what sex you're attracted to, I mean, we don't care because you're a person, and that's you're there, and we want you there as a person, and we want you to have a good time and feel like you have a place to go and a place that you feel safe, because we are one of the very few safe havens here in this area. We have security, we have everything. They make sure that we're protected, and we do that when you come to us too, because something I can remember walking through that door the first time and not knowing exactly what I was at the time or what I was going to see. I walk in and it happens to be the Miss Gay Virginia pageant. Mm-hmm. And I see this person standing on stage singing, honestly, look like a living Barbie doll. And I'm just in awe, like, oh my gosh, she is so pretty. And it took a while before somebody finally told me these were all guys. And I'm like, what? What? So, I was hooked. And every time I would go there, I would feel welcome. I would feel like it's okay. You can come in here and dance around and act stupid and, sweat everywhere and just have a good time with your friends and not feel like you're being ridiculed or, made fun of or anything like that, because we don't care. We just want you there for you. We don't want you there because of who you are or what you are, or, and I always tell people that being gay is a part of who I am. It's not who I am.
Oh, bravo.
There's a lot here. It's a lot to take.
I think she's trying to say she's like an onion.
Aren't we all though? Like all of us, like we are podcasting, but we're way more than doing podcasts. We're, moms and fathers and fur moms, and we're all like many things underneath that.
Right. Business owners. I mean, outside of this, I live a everyday normal life. I own a business. I pay taxes. I go to the grocery store. I
do laundry, scrub toilets.
I have friends of all different races. I have friends of all different creeds. I have friends of all different sexualities, and and it's really cool though to have met some of the people, and like even some of my clients that come to me, they know what I do, they know who I am, but they don't care. That we joke, we play with each other, we act crazy when they come in here. So I just feel like sometimes if you're worried about what a drag queen is doing when she is lip syncing a song, standing out in the middle of a festival, that is what you're worried about, you should probably really reprioritize your life.
Reevaluate the situation.
Yes.
Right.
So I got two more things for you.
Okay.
So first thing is, how the hell did y'all get your names? Not you. But I'm like, good Lord, some of the names that some of these girls have just make me chuckle. How did y'all get Enya Salad and Cheddar? How did these names come
Okay, so
out?
I do know that one of the older queens gave Enya her name. I'm not really sure how she got it. There's been a rumor of slang terms,
Yeah.
But that's a question for Enya. When you come to the bar, make sure to ask her. Please ask her.
Yes.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Right. And I do know where Cheddar came from. So Cheddar, as a boy every day, is Colby.
Right.
As a joke, I met him a couple years ago. We all jokingly called him Cheese. When he walks in the door, we're like, hey, Cheese. That's him. So we were actually on vacation a couple years ago, and he was like, I'm thinking about doing drag. And I was like, well, do it. And he's like, but what would my name be? And I'm like, well, By day, you're Colby. By night, you can be cheddar. And he's like, cheddar? Like cheddar cheese? And I was like, no, cheddar. Cheddah. Cheddar. Just one word, like Cher, Madonna, just cheddar. And he has recently joined a drag family. So he is officially Cheddar St. Laurent, but everybody just knows him as Cheddar.
Yeah.
And then there's Serotonin.
Serotonin.
Yeah.
I love that name. Yeah.
We jokingly call her Melatonin. But that's the good thing of that. Right there is a prime example of someone who uses their creative outlet. By day, Hunter works at a hotel. He is Serotonin as a female performer, but he's also your current reigning Mr. Roanoke Pride as Sebastian King. So he does boy drag or male drag and female illusion drag. So he does both facets. You never know which one you're going to get. But I mean, it's like, he's hilarious. And
But that son of a bitch can dance.
yes.
There's a
Yes.
lot of energy
Yes.
with
Yes.
a lot of these performers.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Dance better than wow.
You're not talking about any salad.
No. I'm talking about wow.
She might do a twirl, but that's about all.
Yeah.
She's the one that actually taught me about orthopedic wedges. So
Ah.
I'm gonna look that up because
Yes.
I think they're called Cloud Nines on Amazon.
okay.
Okay.
It is.
That just means I get to buy more shoes.
And they're pretty cheap. They're only like $20 a pair.
Oh, lots of shoes.
Diamonds in the middle. So
Hi.
Well, I have tiny feet, so
Yeah, she's got little feet. She's got little teeny feet. My hand's bigger than her foot.
pretty sure it can still kick you pretty good. If it
Oh,
needs
she can.
to.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's behind that.
definitely.
Those little hands are not that little.
There's
Little
some.
but mighty.
Yeah. Let's just say they have a thing that says need to be registered. That's not a lie.
Secret weapon.
Exactly. We know you have a show. You got to
Yes.
roll. But I have one more question.
What's that?
And this is coming from Ariana
Mhm.
because she's like, hey, can you deliver this and get your thoughts and my thoughts and see what she thinks?
Okay.
When it comes to the Pride program,
Mhm.
okay, let's put all the names in there, LBG, da 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 da.
Mhm.
This is her feeling. Why are we labeled? Why do we have a flag? I don't like that. I am who I am. She goes, but ask
Okay.
Charlene about
I
it.
get that. And I will be 100% honest with you. LGBTQIA, I got you. When they started adding other letters, I can't keep up. Some days I can barely spell my name.
Right.
So, a lot of this I feel like has to do with the history of the gay queer movement. Definitely, if you don't know, Google Stonewall. That was back in the day, I think in New York, the gay bars and bars where people dressed and things like that were not allowed, and they were rated a lot. And finally, there was one night that one of the performers, Martha, said, "I'm not taking this anymore," and actually threw a brick back. So that's how the Stonewall started. It's really a very interesting story. If you don't know it, Google it, get a quick synopsis of it if you need to. But I've actually been there. It's a very small bar, but they had just had enough. They had had enough of people invading their privacy, their life, telling them who they can and can't be. As far as the colors of the flag, they all have a meaning. I know, like red is love, and there's different meanings to the rainbow flag. We have the trans flag now. We have the non-binary flag. Every color and design in those flags represents something. So it's just, I feel like that the flags and the rainbow, it gives a feeling of hope, knowing that at the end of the storm, there's always going to be a rainbow.
Okay.
So we, as a community, should be strong together, and we should, support each other and help each other. I don't ever think that it should be a thing where we definitely or feel like we have to separate ourselves, because we should be able to live in normal society like everyone else. and have the same rights and everything as other people.
Right.
But it's something that we're constantly fighting for. So to me, it's a symbol of strength and to show that we're still not here. We're not going to be forgotten. You know, we're not giving up. We're going to keep fighting for our rights and everything that everyone else has. And to me, at the Rainbow Pride, the rainbow flag, when I walk into the bar, is a symbol to me that these are my people. These are people that either think like me, feel like me, do things like me, or are okay with me doing who I am. So I just feel like it's a beacon, honestly.
Sounds good. I
Yes.
thank you for defining that because I didn't even know. And I love that definition. I
Yes.
appreciate it. I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show.
Sure.
This has been awesome, and this is why we do this. Remember, next month is June, and you heard what she said. Come on down next weekend.
Next month is May.
Is it really? I'm already a month ahead.
So June is officially, I think, nationwide Pride Month.
This is true.
But
Yes.
Roanoke, we do it a little early. We always joke and say we do it early because it won't be so hot for us.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it also has to do with when we can get the park from the city and things like that. So there's many facets in why we do it at different times, but it's usually always the last weekend of April. But
I
yeah,
can't believe I already jumped that bar. Can you believe that? Yeah, don't you say it. I know you can believe it. Anyway, so come check them. Come on down to Roanoke. Come on down and check out the Pride Club. It is the Pride Club.
it is
Park.
on Facebook as the Park Dance Club in Roanoke, Virginia. Yes. And if you are interested in tickets or information, we have that there with links that take you to Eventbrite. If you're on Eventbrite, you can just look up Roanoke Pride in Roanoke, Virginia, and it will show you all the links for that. But I encourage you to like the park on Facebook because we do a lot of community things and stuff that you'll be able to see. It'll give you links to other pages and things, you know, to show you what's going on in our community and what you can actually do to help if you want to. I know that usually after Pride, we start working towards the angel tree, and that's a big thing for us.
Yeah.
We provide, you know, money and things for people, and the money stays in our area. We help families. We've, you know, helped over I think we did 500 and some gifts last year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
It's amazing. Like everybody comes together. We do fundraisers a lot of fundraising drag from October to December because it's where our heart is, and you know
We're just gonna call it fun drag.
Right. We'll get tips and we turn right around and give it back because it's where our heart is. Enya Salad is actually the head person of the Angel Tree. So
There you go.
if you got a business, you want to donate anything, or you want to donate some money, or you want to come and help volunteer or do anything like that, reach out to Enya Salad on Facebook.
There it is.
EYNA.
Thank you
ENYA.
so much for coming back in.
You're welcome.
Check Charlene out. Charlene, right here on the Rift Nation Network. Check out her Facebook page. It's amazing. You get all those connections there. Thank you, my better half, my love of my life here. Sarah Casey's in the house, and she actually did what she said we're going to do. She did it for us.
Yes, she did.
Burn that up. Okay? Now it's a one and done. It's like a one bad one.
Yeah. I hear you, but I'm not buying it now.
Whatever, Rhonda.
It was nice to meet you, Rhonda.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you so much, Rhonda, for being here and being a part of this. Thank you, travelers and those alike. Remember, get off your surfboards, help another one out. If you see another traveler fall off their surfboard, put your hand out. Pull them up on your surfboard, get them back to the beach, get them back on their board, get them back out in the universe. Let's make a difference. Help each other. And until then, travelers and those alike, may virtue be yours.
Be good humans this